Hey again, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the second episode of Sports and Stuff. We're your co hosts, Will, Ryan, Vince. Eric is our producer behind the scenes, as always. We're going to talk about the conference tournaments today. I know they're going on as we speak, and they'll probably be going on when you watch this video. Like, share, subscribe for any more of our content. All right, guys, let's get into it. We got Vince with some conference tournaments.
Yeah, let's go. I'm excited for the conference tourneys. It's a nice little appetizer for the March Madness tourney coming up. So I'm going to be talking about the Big East and the Big Ten. The Big East Thursday schedule because it's Friday. We're going to be talking a couple matchups for Thursday, even though we're recording this on Wednesday. So
Yeah. We're a little behind.
We're a little behind, but
as always.
Here's my. So first of all, we got Marquette against Butler and St. John's. That was noon as of yesterday, Thursday. So Butler St. John's, the matchup will already be decided by the time we start. You see this on Friday. Marquette is my tournament favorite. So they're third in assists to turnover ratio. They're sixth in field goal percentage. They're sixth in steals per game, and they're 15th. So right there, you have top 20 in 4 categories and top 10 in 3 categories. So depending on if Butler wins or St. John's wins, I think that game is going to be really good because those teams match up really well with each other. Butler's going to have the edge on blocks because they're really good at getting their hands up. They have length. They're really good at free throws, and they have the edge on Marquette there and overall like defense. So steals, defensive field goal percentage, forcing turnovers. But if St. John's wins, Marquette does have a slightly better matchup because St. John's is only slightly better in rebound margin and offensive rebounds. So basically, outside of rebounding, Marquette has the edge. But again, as I mentioned in the previous video, Marquette has been blowing people out, and they're really dominant on both sides of the ball. More so on offense, but I think because they put so much pressure on the others when they're playing them with fast breaks, with field goal percentage, just making a lot of shots, either highly contested or open shots. I think like their defense is going to be able to be opportunistic because they can steal the ball. I mean, they're 6th in steals, so that means they're playing a lot of fast break. So yeah, that noon game, taking Marquette. So did you guys have any other thoughts on that?
I like Marquette.
Yeah, I mean, Marquette can obviously win it all. I mean, I'd probably go to the Final Four in March Madness. I agree. They've just been so dominant.
All right, moving to the 2:30 game. So Providence against UConn.
Yeah,
I think Friars. That mascot is terrifying. Eric was the one who brought that to our attention.
So scary.
Their old mascot's even scarier than their current one. Just go look it up for yourself. But I like UConn because they're second overall in the rebounding margin. They're at 13th in blocks and 7th in offensive rebounds. And I looked at side by side. They are dominating the stats all the way across the board, all the major stats. Providence is not even close to them. And UConn can overwhelm you. I'm assuming you guys like UConn as well in this matchup?
Yeah, I definitely like UConn. I mean, I think I said in our last video that they're going to win. And yeah, I don't know. I've debated between them and Marquette since then. Obviously, it's been like 2 days, but yeah, I think they're just another team that's just gotten so good at the right time. And they're so good. Just looks like it could beat anybody. Like Huskies. Even down to like Houston, Kansas, teams like that.
That was a callback to the previous video when Will said Huskies.
Huskies.
What about you, Ryan?
I mean, I kind of like UConn here. I know Providence has definitely had some issues, I think, in the last 2 games. I think they lost both of them, and I don't think they were playing anybody who was like a major matchup either.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the 7 p.m. game. Seton Hall / DePaul. Well, Seton Hall let Ryan and myself down. And
it's Pirates.
Was this game today?
Yeah.
Or are they playing again?
So DePaul is going to be playing Xavier as of yesterday when we launched this. But I had Seton Hall, and so did Ryan. But DePaul beat them last-second free throws to beat them by
what a world.
And what world is what is happening? This is insane. The madness has already begun. It's not even the tournament yet. So, but I like Xavier. Doesn't matter because Xavier is like insanely good. They're top 10 in both offensive points per game and assists to turnover, so they don't turn the ball over and they score a lot. They're third in the country in field goal percentage and fifth in 3-point field goal percentage. So yeah, I really don't care what their defense says because DePaul, that was a kind of an anomaly that they beat Seton Hall, and Seton Hall wasn't that great, but I think Xavier's gonna like beat them by 20 points. I think they're gonna win like 80-60 or something like that. So yeah, I like Xavier. So Marquette, UConn, and Xavier so far. Last one, Creighton against Villanova / Georgetown. I like Villanova.
Villanova.
I like Villanova to win twice. Beat Georgetown because Patrick Ewing is not suiting up. I heard
he was.
Yeah, well, my sources say that he's not. So Villanova is going to dominate Georgetown, who has a 0.01% chance of winning it all in the conference tournament. And then Villanova, last time they played Creighton, they were more physical, more aggressive, and also Villanova, I just think they're probably not going to make the tournament overall this year, but free throw percentage, they're first in the country. And when you have close games and it comes down to free throws, it's like a guarantee that you're going to be getting points because those guys can get to the rim, and they've had some guys on IR who've come back, so they've also been playing better because they've had some of their key pieces out.
Okay.
So, my little note here, I said I've been burned twice by betting against Villanova. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, but third time's the charm. So, go Wildcats, taking Villanova. So, just real quick now, a couple Big Ten games here. So, Rutgers, Michigan, no stats needed. It's Rutgers. So I'm going Michigan by 15 points. Yeah, sorry, Ryan. I know you like Rutgers and their defense, but
the only thing I'd say about them is their defense. I mean, defense does really well in these tournaments, so it's definitely something to watch when sometime I think actually even in the Ken Palm rankings, they're like a 4 in defense. So it's like you kind of got to look at that a little bit, though.
Their offense was so bad, though. Like, I saw them one time, like, this is just garbage.
Well, they can't score that well, but they can stop a good team from scoring, though.
Yeah.
So, like, that's something to watch, but it's probably not enough here.
And Penn State against Illinois. I like Penn State. Penn State is they got Pickett, man. So that's all you need. That guy is insane.
He is so good.
And they're crazy efficient in 3-point shooting. And they don't turn the ball over. They play like a team, and they can shoot really well. And I think their strengths are better strengths than Illinois' strength on defense and rebounding. So I think they're going to win that one. And then the last one, Minnesota, Nebraska. I'd rather watch paint dry on a wall than watch that game against the winner of that game playing Maryland. I think Maryland is going to – either of those teams are going to win by double digits. And then the games for today, for Friday, I have Michigan winning, so they're going to be playing Purdue at noon. I still like Purdue in this one because the star matchup, Hunter Dickinson against Zach Edey, 2 star centers. I think that's going to be a really good matchup, assuming Michigan wins. And then Iowa against Michigan State. Dude, game of the year, right? We watched that together. How cool was that? See a team come back from 11 points down in 60 seconds.
In overtime, like they just flipped a switch and it was over.
It was 112 to 106 or something, like an NBA score. But I'm taking Michigan State this time, though, because I think Michigan State isn't going to let them come back from 11 points down in 60 seconds. They want their revenge. They're PO'd about losing. I think they win by 6. And then Penn State against Northwestern. Penn State advancing over Illinois. I like Penn State. My simple analysis, Penn State has Pickett, Northwestern doesn't. Give me Penn State. And then Maryland, Indiana. Indiana is my Big Ten champion. So I like Indiana because they're very well-rounded. They're very efficient, and they don't get a ton of opportunities with rebounding, but they're very efficient in shooting. So I think they've been struggling a little bit, but I think overall, if they play like they did against Purdue when Ryan and I watched that game, when they just dominated Purdue at Purdue, I think they're going to win the tournament. So, all right, Big East and Big Ten, couple first round, second round matchups, I think we're good to cover. So
Nice. Dude, thank you, man. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking here about the ACC and the Big 12. So the ACC, some of the games have already been going. North Carolina is playing as we record, and it looks like they're going to beat Boston College pretty well. At least I hope so. That would be
I thought
bad.
you were looking at the score.
So yeah, I think we talked about in the last video how the first couple of games are not great, but we can start seeing some upsets here. You start having like Miami versus Wake Forest, so that's going to be a fun game, I think. I mean, Wake Forest just won on a buzzer beater, or
Syracuse
was it a buzzer
screwed
beater?
me.
I saw that.
Yeah, Syracuse
It was
screwed
a-
me. They let up a
yeah.
buzzer beater to
Wow.
lose
Yeah,
to Wake
I
Forest.
saw that.
What happened?
He
Just
was
a
going down.
3-pointer.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was
really?
running down the court last second and just took the three.
Yeah,
Oh, dude,
switched
swished
it.
that's amazing.
To see
So
you.
you got to
I
win
was
after
like,
that. You can't
no.
I feel like you can't lose the next game if you win a buzzer beater like the
At
night
$5,
before.
I'll
You
never
have to
get
win.
back.
No, I'm sorry. I don't know. Miami's like really good. Obviously, I don't trust the two of the top 4 seeds, Virginia and Clemson. I don't think are trustable. So they could easily lose to like North Carolina or Pittsburgh, who are two teams who aren't always good but are sometimes good, and can probably beat anyone in the conference. But ultimately, I do think that Duke is going to win. Unfortunately, like the conference tournament.
You're gonna have to vomit in the trash can again.
Oh, I already vomited. I'm good.
All right. You sound like one of those athletes that has to like vomit every single time before they go out on the field.
All right.
What a weird ritual. Like what?
Dude. So yeah, I think that's a great segue into the Big 12. I think Kansas State's ultimately going to win the conference. I think they're
Wildcats.
Wildcats, you got it, man. Dude, I think they have a really good path for them, which I think is something that goes underlooked in tournament games, is what their potential path forward will be like to win, like if they have the easiest path to win. And I think it sets up really well for them against teams who they've played well against already. So their first game versus TCU, I think they just beat TCU by like 20 in their last matchup. They could potentially play Kansas, I think, in the tournament, in the in the title game, and they match up really well against them. And then if they do get past TCU, they will probably play Texas, who I think they only lost to by a couple points.
Yeah, Texas is my winner.
Yeah, I mean Texas is really good. I think we've highlighted how they're good both in field goal percentage. They're in the top couple teams, and defensive field goal percentage, which is probably the two best predictors of winning a basketball game. So I just think Kansas State can get hot and probably beat just about anyone in the country, like a team like UConn. We'll see what their March Madness schedule winds up being, but they could definitely make another Final Four as well. I think they're just obviously good teams. They're going to do well no matter what. And we'll just see what happens. I hope Kansas State makes an interest.
Wildcats, baby.
You can't bet against the Wildcats. I mean, you can't think
Villanova
of a more
Wildcats are up
creative
18
nickname.
right now against Georgetown.
They're up 18.
Yeah, 38-20.
You know who they need to put in?
Huh.
No, I think
The only Georgetown player I only like knew by name. Oh wait, Greg Whittington.
Dude, do you remember?
Too soon.
Do you remember when we met John Thompson and John Thompson III?
I actually went up to him and I said, "Go Villanova," and I thought he was going to kill me.
That's a big man.
Yeah, I shook his hand and I said, "Go Villanova."
Dude,
He looked at me like,
that's a lifetime story. That's
Yeah.
a legendary guy. Like that.
"Oh, we also met Gary Williams. He was there too."
Yeah, he was watching Greg. Wow.
Yeah, he's in the D League now or something.
He's killing it.
Yeah, Ryan, SEC man, AAC.
AAC, SEC.
Ack.
I guess I'll start in the AAC. It's just pretty quick, I guess. I mean, looking at it, it's really kind of just choosing between Houston and Memphis here. I think both teams are really good on defense. Both have proven they can still do pretty well on offense. There's other teams. I know we have the Mustangs matching up at UCF pretty soon. I think it's on Thursday at 2:30 p.m.
Who are the Mustangs?
Oh, sorry, the Mustangs is SMU.
Oh yeah, duh.
Southern
Southern Methodist.
Southern Methodist.
Yeah. I mean, really, UCF there with their defense, free throws, rebounding. I think they're just going to get the job done here. SMU just really hasn't looked good this year.
But dude,
They
you own a
definitely-
Mustang. How can you pick against that?
I thought about that too. That's why I kind of wanted to cover this and that's kind of why I just started off Mustangs. But I mean, really though, it's not the best matchup. I think the Mustangs may be able to keep it close this late in the season, just trying to make a run for something. But I really think just with their advantage in the rebounds and free throws, it's just really going to help them.
You think they're going to put their foot to the gas pedal in the second half?
They might spin out.
Heyo. Eric, this is where we need sound effects.
Just pull up a clip of a burnout.
That would actually be amazing.
Temple and Cincinnati are playing Friday at 3 p.m. I know Cincinnati has really good ball handling. They're pretty good with their field goals, rebounding, and steals. So I really think they have a lot of advantages here over Temple. Really, they just kind of have the advantage in blocks. They rank a lot higher in blocks, but that's kind of about it. I mean, they may have a slight defensive advantage, but I don't think it's really going to be enough here with Cincinnati looking pretty dominant. Moving out of the AAC, I guess going into the SEC, I know Bama's definitely been on a pretty bad streak right now. I feel like they're still probably a good team. So, I mean, they're definitely going to get a couple games won into the tournament, but I think they're going to fall off as they start to play the harder teams. I know the SEC seems pretty stacked right now. I know Tennessee kind of dropped down a little bit, losing one of their good players, Ziegler.
Well, that sucks.
I know he had that ACL injury, so he's definitely not coming back, which is pretty bad for them this late in the season coming up on March Madness.
Yeah, that's brutal.
I know other teams to watch, though, are Arkansas, Texas A&M, Kentucky, even Missouri, too. I mean, Missouri, they've been looking great.
Did you say Arkansas?
Huh? Arkansas, sorry.
No, dude, I like Arkansas better, honestly. I like that better.
I just mispronounced it.
Hey, I don't care what you said or what you didn't say. I love that. It just makes them sound so much cooler. They're giving them the sauce on the court. The barbecue sauce down south. The Arkansas. And they're also called the Razorbacks, man. You put some barbecue on a pig, roast it. Good to go, man.
I know Arkansas has pretty good field goal ranking. They're really good in steals and blocks. I know they do struggle from behind the free throw line and behind the arc line, but a lot of teams tend to do that now. So, I mean, I'm really not worried about the three-pointers. I mean, defensively, they're a pretty strong team too. So I really like them here, kind of as a Cinderella. I think right now they're a 10 seed in the conference tournament.
Okay.
But I'd have to look and see when I guess their next matchup is. I know there's still a lot of SEC games waiting to get matched up fully for Friday. So for right now, we just don't know what the full matchups are.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to look up who they might even possibly play. And yeah, there's just way too much going on there.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams, honestly, in the SEC. I was kind of just waiting for them to release the game matchups.
Yeah, I mean, they need to play. I don't think any of them have played yet, have they?
I mean, Kentucky's another team to watch because they have really good guards. Their ball control is really good, at least for the SEC conference. I think they're one of the best at assist to turnover ratio.
Okay. Yeah, Vince, you were talking about a lot of Cinderellas that you had for March Madness, though.
Yeah, so I had a pool that I kind of put together, and I actually narrowed it down to 2, just because for the sake of not boring people with talking about teams that are from towns of like 2 people. I'm gonna. So I like Colgate and I like South Dakota State. So Colgate can literally shoot the lights out. Like they're insanely efficient with field goal percentage, 3-point field goal percentage. They just make a ton of shots and they score a lot. Yeah, right now they're up 20, which would be Wednesday night. So, and South Dakota State, they're second in free throw percentage. That can take them far by themselves, but they also have a legacy. Like they've been known to make runs in the tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, Colgate and South Dakota State. Those are my two teams to watch. Cinderella stories making it far in the tourney.
This is kind of unrelated, but Colgate's also a toothpaste brand, right?
Dude, I was thinking the same thing. My mouth was like already tasting minty just saying the name.
Dude, yeah, that's like I can even see the commercials now.
To be honest with you, I have no idea where they are located. Let's see. All right, if you guys wanted to take a guess, where do you think they're located? Without looking it up.
New Hampshire. Old
All
Hampshire?
right, New Hampshire. What about Ryan? What does he think?
North Dakota.
All right, so we got North Dakota, we got New Hampshire, and so far,
Such a bad bet.
all right. Well, Will was closer. Hamilton, New York.
Oh,
Don't know
man,
where that is.
Can you check again?
New York.
I know it's a play. So
Can you check again?
You mean on Broadway?
yeah. Do you want me to re-crunch those numbers there, Ryan?
Yeah. Did it help?
Just like The Office. Crunch. Same result. Hamilton. Yeah, Broadway, I think.
All right. You're done, Vince. Are you
done?
All right, guys. Well, that's gonna just about do it. I think we're probably going to kill Eric in the editing process again. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you've watched this far, dislike and subscribe it because you're doing us all a favor at this point. We really hope that you actually enjoyed watching our videos so far, and we hope to bring you a lot more. So stay tuned.